Tonight on RGB, we see what was boiling over and bubbling under in this week's news headlines. Then we have a serious talk with Jason Goliath, and we see who's making stylish waves with our style star. Of course, betunana kule nyanga ye heritage to give you your rightful share of the great gossip that you have been craving. With tomorrow being International Day of Democracy, we proudly support everybody's right to their slice of the tours and the catfights that have been making their rounds at Goliath. And andihambi ndoda as always, my comrade of awesome, irastel ngapendiyo, Samora Mangesi. Or should I call you Jason?
And thank you very much for continuing to make us Africa's gossip leader. Jengas Kelo, we begin with what was making us hot under the collar as the social networks got a little steamy. Part 1 wendaba zakuliviki.
The actress has bagged yet another award, this time for Best Actress in the movie Faces. However, kangakwazi ukuya man ayo accept the award because she's too busy judging the Oscars.
But bringing it a little bit closer to home, Busiswa is having baby daddy drama from hell. Siyege la sibambe la. Kweli cala bethu na okay the vibe uthi umbhaqe ebhedini with her friend uThemba Kubeka and things got violent, but Themba claims the DJ threatened to release sensitive information about Busiswa if she opened an assault case. Like sands through the hourglass, it sounds like someone is trying to justify their violence.
Samara kumnandi bayindoda because when a man cheats funeka thina sibe zimbokodo, when a woman cheats somebody needs to catch. Okay, masingabi mde kulonto. Tear gases Bantu Hanabe has apparently been accused of being a deadbeat dad by his ex-mother-in-law. Kuthiwa ubhuti uthumela between 100 and 300 rand qha ngenyanga. Abe enabantu abathathu abantwana ekufuneka besupportwe ngala mali. One is 14 and twins age 8. When your mother-in-law or your former mother-in-law is coming after you, Butwam, you need to pick your battles, you need to pick your choices very, very carefully, if you know what I mean.
Sarah Langa learned a valuable lesson after she posted one of her own GIFs crying fake tears in response to the spate of femicide cases rocking the country. Isfundo ke apha betuna, sometimes when you want to tweet, just don't.
Now, the recent xenophobic attacks have hit the music industry. Phela Gotiwa Savage no Burna Boy base Niger for the foreseeable future, with the latter saying that he won't step into SA until our government wakes up.
The internet has dubbed Bonnie Mbuli the new Ntsiki Mazwai emva koba etyhole uShoma Jozi of having a ghostwriter for her anti-xenophobia tweet. In response, the rapper reminded Miss Mbuli that she had a degree in African studies and creative writing and asked if she was struggling with internalized racism or sexism.
Focus iyaphela kodwa apha emzini. Either way, there is nothing so lovely as taking out a troll with such eloquence and style.
Speaking of style, that is one word that is easily overused in the land of celebrity, but how to osaziwayo stay stylish?
Phambi nikhawuleze niphenduleke nina nge-tweet, let's take a word from the source.
Well, it's Nazona Samora Nabewona Dibori. I'm the girl with the coolest job in showbiz. It is the night of the stars. We are talking fashion, glitz, karjanangomu, riyawanarna, okatangana mean. My love, if we didn't have a dress code tonight, what would you have worn?
What I'm wearing now.
I would have put in a tracksuit, techies, t-shirt.
African print all the way, baby.
Jeans and t-shirts.
I think me, na dress code in Namtanja, I took it, I threw it out. It was supposed to be evening glam, right?
Yeah.
And I realized that Joburgians and evening glam don't always go with it.
Can I get on that? I wear these sweatpants with t-shirt. Which animal would you say closely resembles your personal style?
Of course, it has to be the wild cat.
I would say a lion. I think everyone probably says lion as well, but
I'm gonna have to go for a leopard.
The eagle.
I mean, right now I look like a zebra, babe. I would say a white tiger and as well as a panther. a tiger, Han. Me, a panther. You gotta be sexy, you gotta be classy. People mustn't see you coming, but when you come, va!
Kimmy, what's the one thing that you wish you could unsee, like from fashion?
Crocs. Guys, wow, they're very painful on the eyes.
Like hockey socks, guys. And that was like the thing at some point.
On men, that fishnet vest, under no circumstance, I don't care how buff or sexy you are. Wearing fishnet vest.
Those Lady Gaga shoes. No.
Obviously, those white belts, unless you live in Alberton.
Hipsters.
Remember when color blocking was a thing?
Yo, la magina tabugile, man.
So if you could pick anybody from the entertainment industry to be a part of your glam squad, who's in, who's out?
Bonang is in. Bonang, please, Bonang, come and help a queen.
It would definitely have to be Bonang Mateba.
Anna Wintour's whole entire team.
Going. Bonang is in. Kippy Boo is definitely in. Sarah Langa is in.
If your car broke down in the middle of nowhere, who in this room is the last person that you would call?
Because I don't know most people, I wouldn't call you.
I think probably you, because look at what
No, I wouldn't call you because I don't got to know.
I don't know people in this room. Can I just say the lady in the green dress?
Now, it seems like everybody was dressed to the nines at the True Love Night of Stars, but the best kind of fashion mistake is the one you do not make. Bantu ngicela nihlale nikhumbula uba izipili zikhona endlini. Qala uzijonge before uphume endlini.
Uzithi Jeb, ngoke bethu nalixesha lokujonga. What was trending in the 10 minutes when you weren't tweeting? I-RGB izobuya ngoku.
Coming up, we continue dishing the dirt on the delightful in the news. Then we have an up-close and personal sit-down with Jason Goliath. Namgelekile kwakhona to Real Gopoza's second session of the decisions made by the Celebrity Assembly and the downfalls they experience as a result.
Translation, Gebetuna, welcome back. Now go round 2 of what was hot in the news headlines this week.
Gelishwa Tibo Touch HD may be ending soon. According to reports, the IDC of South Africa got a court order to recoup the 11 million rand abayiboleka uTouch. And in case of Bungazi, it's very hard to mix when the chef is auctioning off idex zakho. Nini ke mna ke lo 11 million dinecebo.
Poetitulo no Mihlalinda Masi are vying for the title of Best Daughters in the World. Emva koba bethengele omama babo imoto. Upoeti uthengele umama wakhe intsimbi Mercedes. Umihlali yena wamthi pouncing cat umama wakhe ngejakwa. Sabawela bangumama kapoeti, sabawela bangumama kaMihlalo. The hashtag Am I Next campaign has seen a score of celebs getting named and shamed over gender-based violence. Most have said nothing in response, but TV presenter Tseho Koke has stepped up, denying the claims and encouraging his accuser to file charges so an investigation can clear his name. No pressure there.
Bantu, let's give you something completely different. Utwendoletu tonight on the Seat of Superstars made his name by making us laugh and then jiggy.
Heavy.
Zamchigela izinto, and they got real very quickly.
And so with the revelations of his personal life to his new one-man show and how he feels about the trending issues currently making headlines in South Africa, RGB yamkela uJason Goliath.
Thank you.
You got the right Goliath, right?
This is the right Goliath.
Okay,
right.
there's the one I worked
with.
There's
the white one.
Then there's this one.
Then there's the fat one.
Then there's the other one.
The other one is Nicholas, yes. But you are correct. It is me, it is I, and I'm here. Hello.
Jason, you've made a career out of being a funny man. Take us back to what made you want to go into comedy.
So what made me go into comedy, I think, was two things. Number one, because I've always kind of admired comedy from afar before I started, and number two was failure. So I'd always had this impression of show business that there's no real fame and fortune, and as you're in show business, you understand there's no real fame and fortune, and I was always chasing the money as a youngster. So I only started at 30 after my business completely failed.
Did you think of yourself as funny?
Maybe not. I wouldn't have classified myself as funny, but somebody that definitely enjoyed making people laugh, always, yeah.
Well, have you ever actually gotten into trouble about, some of the jokes that you've made?
The jokes, no. So although I've always been a tease, and perhaps there were, like I said, in high school days, I bump into a couple of kids now and there that, say, that nickname you gave me stuck with me, and it wasn't nice, those types of things. But actual trouble, no. And that's, I think, because I only started comedy when I was 30. Because I can laugh at myself, and if I can make you laugh at me, subconsciously you've already agreed that I can now laugh at you. You know what I mean? And that's what I do. So I always would start with kind of self-deprecations. I'll always start with, like, yeah, I know, you think my favorite song is Fetty Boom Boom, and then, you know what I mean? It's not. And just a smile, you've now given me authority.
And then you come for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, fun and because I generally say on Twitter that I only ever troll people that I actually like.
Yeah.
Yes.
Laughing is much more photogenic. You know what I mean? You look much better laughing than you do crying. Look at you. Amazing. And then you grow up poor in El Dorado Park, you don't have any other forms of entertainment. So teasing becomes a thing. You know what I mean? So we used to call it guara for a guara. It was a big deal. I got teased by a kid in Aldo's. I kind of judged a guara for a guara competition at the Aldo's Comedy and Jazz Festival. And when handing over the award, the crowd went crazy, like to this kid, like, give him some. And I was like, what is a slide ticket? And the kid looked at me straight in my face and just said, "Yar, my bro, you so fat from far, your body looks like an uncooked fat cook."
Uncooked.
Uncooked.
Uncooked. At home.
Yeah.
Look at the dough and be like,
that's Jason Goliath.
You see? And
ladies and gentlemen.
That shape, what annoyed me, if it was a cooked fat cook, it's got a consistent shape. And uncooked,
that one
depending on the weather, it can be high, it can be low. In my heart.
So Samora came and joined RGB as a replacement.
Yes.
For one of your brothers from another mother.
We call him Madoncella. Donovan Goliath, Madon Sela. Yeah.
How did you guys all get together, Nina? No, Nick.
So Nick is my cousin. Donovan is from Umtata, no relation that we can find. But he also acts as a great, BEE component,
They just found a random Xhosa person and said, "Yay,
yeah. You tettering over there."
I can't dispose in the
Looking at the events of the past week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, and the responses that a lot of people get from Twitter.
Yeah.
How do you deal with backlash, especially from Black Twitter?
Well, generally for me, those that follow me on Twitter know that I'm absent on Twitter, simply because as a place, I'm an Instagram guy. Because Instagram, so if I were to break it down, I go, Instagram is my favorite because it's curated lies. Everybody's happy, nobody on Instagram has ever missed a debit order.
Clearly he doesn't follow me on Instagram because, wow, my Instagram is real.
No.
So you're on the ashy side of Insta.
Yeah.
You're literally on the other side of the highway.
There's a low data section on the gram.
Facebook free.
On the gram. So that's Insta, and that's why I love Insta. That's my favorite. That's my favorite of all the social media platforms. Facebook, I'm not on Facebook too much because my mom is on Facebook. And my mom's, like I'm sure a lot of your moms, doesn't understand that when she comments, it's not a private message. So now your mom's is telling you something about, but I told you this morning, pull in your stomach for the pictures. You know what I mean? It's thinking that it's a one-on-one, and it's not. And then Twitter is like, I've always described it, even before the last week, that it's like growing up in the Cape Flats. You know what I mean? Especially through those tumultuous times where, you can catch a bullet while hanging your watching. But it's been a massive eye-opener to me, and how I dealt with it was like a man. I believe that as a man, one, shouldn't say anything unless you believe in what you're saying, and if you believe in what you're saying, it's therefore easy to back up.
If you had the opportunity, would you do anything differently?
The reason I don't feel like I could have done anything differently is because there was no malice in my intent. My mistake, though, and this is the point that I want to make. The big lesson for me in terms of gender-based violence is until all men realize that we are part of the problem, not as an attack, but as an admission. So I'm not coming at anybody, but it's understanding your level. It's so easy for men to think that if you're not the kind of monster in the back alley in the dark, then you're not the problem. But it extends not, in this day and age, men have broken the relationship between men and women to a point that I believe men don't understand that even normal engagement, so even a handshake, a smile, a compliment can put a woman in a state of anxiety and fear. My appeal to men at home, look around you. chances are that every woman you've dealt with today has in some way been affected by gender-based violence. My assumption was that I'm asking you to comment on a specific thing, not even imagining that there could be your own story. So do I regret doing it? No. Am I saddened by what the consequences were based on my ignorance? Of course I am.
All right. And you're very good friends with Sivungesi, who's been on the forefront of speaking about
he's my best.
Gender-based violence.
And not just when there's headlines.
No, of course,
Siv
all the
speaks
time.
about it when there aren't headlines.
Yes.
That's what I
follow
respect most.
Siv, and Siv
Always.
will say, bring me a man
Consistent.
who abuses women. I just need 5 minutes with him in the boxing ring.
I also said to him that you are such an inspiration in terms of empowering me to stand up and fight for what I believe in.
Speaking about what has just happened, and going into new jobs, Mascale with the one-man show. Called Menstruation.
Menstruation.
Okay.
Which was a name way before the last 2 weeks. It was a name way before Twitter. And it's positive, well, fortunately or unfortunately, it's still called menstruation.
Okay.
The point of my show is the more we understand about women as men in detail, and the more we accept, the more we understand how great women are, how powerful women are, how we should be ashamed as South African men in terms of the state of the relationship between men and women, because we should be giving nothing but praise, nothing but worship, nothing but understanding, and just be better. We should just all be better.
Sana, menstruation has been...
I gave you topics to trend also. Let me... So Menstruation is my new one-man show, Surviving a Wife. It happens out at the Auto and General Theatre on the Square at Nelson Mandela Square in Sandton City. Please come. 2nd to the 12th of October. Tickets at CompuTicket. I promise you, if you're in a relationship, thinking about a relationship, maybe we're in a relationship, maybe you want to get in or get out, whatever it is, if you are attracted to other people, doesn't matter what they are, come to the show.
Basically, if you are or have ever been a Popeye, then go and watch it. But anyway,
and who can say they have?
let's talk about your new job. Radio show, Breakfast Radio.
In the morning.
A former presenter of this show that has been on Breakfast Radio and has gotten into trouble quite a few times.
The one before Donovan. Which was the one before him.
Yes. Yeah. The king of trouble, that guy.
Yeah. How are you going to make sure that you avoid getting into trouble?
For me, I can't think about getting into trouble because I hate censoring myself, and I believe in my heart. I trust myself, and I love everyone. I want the best for everyone. So as long as I stick to my guns and stay myself, I believe that even when I do get into trouble, as long as I can stick to what I believe in and I acted according to my core belief system, I will be fine.
Jace Engosman Gozosbona, can you tell the people where they can find you so you can direct them properly to the ticket channel?
On Twitter, don't search for me. On Instagram and Facebook, it's at Jason Goliath.
Twitter is burning at this moment. Come back later.
Once bitten, twice shy.
Thank you so much,
Thank you guys.
The honorable members of this council will have to adjourn for a moment so that you might increase intake of oxygen.
Perfumla.
After the break, we learn whose fashion sense is rocking the planet. Then we find out what kind of chocolate the celebs of Mzansi like best.
To the last slices of this caucus of fabulosity of our celebrities.
Madam Speaker, our swag committee is in session and is ready and waiting to report their findings.
Masiqale examination of who is topping the Style Star Index.
I recognize your motion, kwaye ndiyayisekela ke wena comrade. Thereafter, we'll look at those globe-trotting VIPs making the good life their staple diet.
Amandla, now the globetrotter and style star goes to our very own Miss SA Uzozibini Tunzi, who was one of the local beauties to walk Maxhosa's latest show at New York Fashion Week. The newly minted Miss SA looked positively regal in a black and white gown with striking beaded detail.
She posted about the experience on Instagram, a city dream walking in New York Fashion Week with all the conviction granted to me by God and my ancestors. I couldn't be happier to have had this opportunity to do it with my South African brother. I'm so happy, Gebetuna, that she is actually living the good life. No, really, Snazo, it's not like I am binge eating chocolate to down my sorrows or anything like that.
Samora, but what is it about chocolate that we all love? Says Atumelo Sbuke, to learn how celebrities like their dark and lovely, sweet and creamy at Cadbury Taste the Action event.
Whether it's a gift, a treat, or a symbol of love, or just personal indulgence, chocolate can be defined in many different ways. Let's go find out how some of your favorite celebrities enjoy their chocolate. I want to know, we're talking about chocolate, right? What do you prefer, dark chocolate, white chocolate, and why?
Are we talking about to eat or are we talking about ladies?
Anything Chris wants gets.
Anything Chris wants, he gets. I don't mind. You know, any chocolate is good chocolate.
I like the one in between because dark chocolate is too strong for me, and then white chocolate reminds me of milk, and I'm not a milk fan.
I don't discriminate against chocolate.
I like it.
If it's chocolate, yeah, I want it.
You won't get sippy awash, I go Tommy.
Yes, I want it, man. Yes, especially when it's going down your throat. Yeah. Cool.
Dark chocolate, I'm dark. You know what I mean?
I go for milk chocolate. One, because I'm not bitter enough to go with dark, and I'm not sweet enough to go with white.
No, I prefer smooth. Dark chocolate has that thing of reminding me of, there's that thing we used to eat as kids. What do they call it? The one that makes your tummy go.
I don't like fancy things on my chocolate, eh? The darker the better.
Give me 2 things that you can do with chocolate apart from eating it.
Does licking it count?
This is a family show, so we're not gonna go there.
You can use chocolate as body paint.
I can prepare it for eating and I can store it in my cupboard.
This is not something that I know personally, but I've heard people saying that it's enjoyable on people's toes and parts of their bodies and stuff.
I cannot imagine chocolate not being consumed for food purposes, dude. Like angaz.
Let me tell you what I did by mistake. I tried to be romantic, warmed it up, spread it on a guy. He's got 3rd-degree burns till today. That's what you should not do with chocolate.
You can bake with it, and you can do fun stuff with it.
What's the one thing you love more than chocolate, though?
Vodka.
Football.
Self-love. Nah.
Liverpool.
I think my favorite person at the moment is my little girl.
Yeah.
You know, she's 5 months old.
I would say my boyfriend, but I just got a new puppy, so...
I love money.
When was the last time you bought somebody some chocolate, and what was the reason?
Well, I've got a daughter, so kids love chocolate. It's my bribery weapon.
Yes, Snazo. Chocolate is fine and everything, but never be scared to try new things. I mean, I've had a couple of top dick situations in my life. But I'm thinking the one of 95 go reverse and can buyele because yay! Kubi kwa chocolate.
Okay, okokuqala Samora, hashtag not all chocolate. Okwesibini sonke sinazo top dick situation, so the number 1 rule apha ungangxoleli omakhelwane.
Then tonight chocolate.
Mna ndithetha ngotyandondala.
And while you're imagining that, this ends our session of the RGB Executive Committee for another week. Please do share your thoughts with us via our groups and pages on Facebook, official Real Kopoza, and on Twitter and Instagram at official RGB. Kumbuleke bawufuna ulencedo chocolate, sebenzela hashtag Real Kopoza.
And should you wish to attempt to expand your portfolio, zama personal profiles zethu. He's at Samora_Mangese. I'm of course at Senazo Yola. Good night, good luck. The meeting is adjourned.